What's going on? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Attack Productions. Ty Bankrupt joins again by Jason, as today we go over AOD, taking on Broly Swap. Like always, there's buttons, links down below. Feel free to click them there for a reason, but we're going to get into it. And we rolled these dice like 3 different times because we kept on tying on rolls to figure out who was getting the energy marker. Because, as mentioned previously, we play where as soon as they announce rule changes or erratas, bans, we immediately put that in effect at our shop, just to kind of get us in the motion of preparing for it. So Jason, you have the energy marker, which I think potentially could be very good.
Yeah. I actually like the energy marker, so I don't mind going second at all. It definitely helps out this deck quite a bit. I found out on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, having an extra energy just to kind of help you like get those early swaps off as well is pretty nice.
Right.
So, just little cliff notes. AOD, search for Bobbity. Cool. Then you pass. That's all you did for turn 1. Did not want to charge my Overwhelm Awakening. I don't remember the last part of it is called. But, draw 2, discard 1. Very good card I like to keep, but I don't have it. Broly Swap, we haven't seen on the channel in a very long time. Jason, you were one of the people who, I think it was me, you, and Jimmy who were ones who kind of played it the most, I feel like. But you're the one who stuck with it the longest. And for those who don't remember, there's a 1-drop, and both of these decks benefit off the old Mulligan rule, and the new Mulligan rule makes it a little bit harder. But you have a save, so as long as you see your 1-drop Broly, which is all you need, it will pull the ball to play, right?
Yes.
And then you can search the deck for any swap target, I think under 4 or 5.
It's under 5. 5 or less.
So that way, if you don't have your 3, you're pulling the 3 to your hand. If you don't have the 4, you're bringing the 4 to your hand. So like, it helps, like, for you, such a good potential. And creating a ball really hurts.
It really does, but luckily I run forward just in case.
Yeah. There was a brief moment of flashing on his cards. Before we recorded, you let me know that your exclusive dances hadn't arrived yet.
Correct.
And I didn't have mine on me to let you borrow. So there will be 4 proxies, which are his exclusive dances.
Yes, that is correct. But other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot I added into the deck, other than the explosive dances from the last time I played it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really a whole lot you need to do with Red Broly Swap, dude. It goes pretty hard.
Yeah.
So
here you're now swinging for your leader, which is a crit, which is unfortunate for me, and I don't remember if I take it or not. I think I do. But here you're comboing off, getting your Z energy up, because as soon as you drop your... I did combo out of it. As soon as you drop... What is it called? It's not Max Kamehameha. Mighty Kamehameha? No. Whatever the red Z extra card is, you have explosive dance turned on. And I can potentially get you to 4 life on my turn 2 if I wanted to.
Correct, yeah. I think it's 10 times coming on me on Mighty Blast. So, yeah, that was pretty much my goal because I didn't see a unison, I don't think, early on. So it was better to go ahead and just work on my Z energy and then get the extra card out.
So here I'm just kind of poking at your leader. I was trying to get you down to 4 life, but you did have ball, which is a blocker to kind of protect the attack on my leader swing. I pay 1 for Turtles, get a nice little search, get the Sin in my hands, which now you know there's a big threat coming your way. But not just that, you've already seen me add 2 cards to my hand because you've played a little bit of AOD, so you kind of have the idea of what it can do. But you've seen me add 2 cards that actually pop cards, both the Broly and now the Sin. Where were you, like, mindset, like, seeing those cards get added to my hand? What was going on?
I need to awaken as soon as possible. Because once I know, yeah.
I would say, because I think it's your awakened side, you have the recovery play.
Correct. Yeah. So once I awaken, if you get rid of any Broly card, I can just automatically go into a 4 or less. Discard one card from hand and just play another one.
And I was seriously debating about counterplaying it, and I ended up counterplaying it so that way it never hits the board instead. My strategy is that if I go to pop your cards, I want to also remove any of your chain.
Yes.
I am tapped out by doing this, which could be problematic. Because I think Broly just has a way of just. I think you could take a life using your leader, can't you?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So like you're awakening regardless, which is a restand 2 for you. If you have another 1-drop in your hand, you're able to recover that way. Or you just, I think, pay 1 for the 4-drop to swap into, and then awaken afterwards and go into like the 5-drop and make me warp 1, 2, possibly 3 cards, depending how far you want to push this turn. No, sorry. I think it's 5 cards. I think the 6-drop warps 3 cards, right?
The 6-drop warps 3, yeah. But no, during that's turn, I don't. I mean, I probably do have enough energy to go all the way up to the 6, but especially if I awaken on my turn. But I usually don't want to leave myself open if I know I can't get you on the same turn. So
yeah. And as a reminder, the Broly cards that do warp, which is the 4, 5, and 6-drop, the player who warps those cards will get those cards back at the end of their next turn. If I think it's how it's worded.
Yeah, end of your opponent's next turn. Yeah, it's a little. I forgot to remind Steven in a previous game.
Well, it can get very tricky also because like the idea of if I pop a card on your turn and you play a 4-drop Broly, I have to warp another card during my turn because I've allowed you to play a Broly. So I have to be careful on like when I do pop your cards based on like what you did the previous turn and corresponding what is still in my hand.
Yeah, because especially when I swap, there's usually a good chance I do have another one in my hand. But I did make a mistake, and I put one of the promo Broly's in my energy because I had an extra one. So when you got rid of the other one, that was actually a good play.
Yeah, as soon as you did that, I felt very comfortable. And then I saw you also you discarded I think a Ba, which does nothing in your hand, unfortunately. Because Ba is more beneficial having in your deck to play off the 1-drop being played. There you did have one Exotic on the side of our game, kind of like as a reference. So when you did play it, you kind of pull it to like, hey, this is the card I'm using, yada yada.
Yeah. And that card, man, it's pretty stellar. It helps this deck out a lot.
It helps a lot of red decks out. Like it allows red to be super defensive while being able to be super aggro, especially if you go second and you have the energy marker and you maintain the energy marker. Then at that point you go, cool, I'm just using this energy marker for whenever I need to do a last resort negate.
Yeah. It definitely came in handy. Yeah, but once I realized I didn't have enough Broly chain to start another one, I was trying to probably figure out a different way because you started putting out a lot of cards on the field.
Yeah. Now, granted, if I want to maintain attacking cards, I have to, after attacking my leader, I have to then attack with a battle card, send the card my Z energy to my drop, then make sure I combo a card off. But at any moment, if you negate an attack, you shut my turn down.
Yeah.
So luckily, you are tapped out, which, I mean, but you do have like a blocker negate you could do. You can expend the energy marker if you wanted to. So here I'm popping your Broly, and we're kind of going over the order of operation. Like, hey, cool. So this is going to happen. I'm going to get this. Your auto goes into pending, and you could possibly play a 4 or less drop. But you do need discard a card. And it's a pricey ask, especially if you have had the opportunity to draw a lot of cards, which you're in a situation where you haven't yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But you end up playing a 3 drop. And here,
Yeah.
I have a follow-up play, and I'm just going to warp it instead.
Yeah, that pretty much shut me down
Yeah.
right there,
It,
which was a great play. But
it was my go-to. I was like, I can't allow you to amass a board.
no, like the longer the game goes on for Red Broly, you do not want that chain to continue. Because once I get to 6, I can just go up the chain again with the new set instead of like almost 2 6 drops out. Because each swap is only 1 red energy. So
Yeah. And here I thought about like just pushing, but I think that ends my turn. So I sent Enter 13 back to my hand, which now tells you, hey, play another 1-drop. You know I have this going on. So now you have to play kind of around that idea now.
yeah,
Which I think at this point we've seen you've charged one, and then I made one go to the drop. You possibly have 2 more still floating somewhere. We just don't know where they're at yet.
right. Pretty sure they're not in my hand. Yeah, just swung here just to try to draw a card, just to get more. I think I only have 3 cards in hand at this point.
And you did lose the um your crit because you only get crit on the leader if you have a Broly BR card in play. But yeah,
Correct.
going for the secret rare play, not bad. Now,
Yeah.
you don't have enough cards in your drop to maximize the dual attack. Also, at some point, I'll remember bringing the Genova back to my hand. I just realized it hasn't been added yet. But yeah, since you go on.
That's the first time I've used this SCR. So when you said Sparking 25, I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, don't have that.
But you're able to get me down to 1 life. The question is on this follow-up turn, because you're going to board wipe me. You're removing my entire board because it gets past barrier. So there, I added Genova to my hand. So like, you now got me at 1 life. I'm at a sticky situation because now if I've had to play and combo off a Hatchiyak, I've had to charge a Hatchiyak, which like I didn't have a good hand starting out. And I think I used a Hatchiyak turn 1 to play to get the Bobby. So like I've been through 3 Hatchiyaks, which typically is kind of like a recovery play. So at this point I'm like, I don't know if I can recover. But I am counting up, you do have 3 life. So I'm like, 3 or 2 life. And I'm like, cool, this works. You have 3 energy. It's in game the triple strike. I'm just going to get the draw, swing, and hope you don't have a negate. And that only cost me 1 energy, by the way. Like, very cheap for a possibility. And yeah, you didn't negate. So now I'm just kind of like comboing up. And I think I combo up to a point where I keep a garlic in my hand as just in case you get out of his attack, it gives me another additional play. So here you're proccing the Z energy, Z extra card to get I think a 15k boost out of it. And I'm sitting at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You need to get 75.
Yeah, and this is where I draw into all my super combos.
This is ridiculous. But you're working up, so you know you're at 30, 40, 50, 60. We will see another super combo, which puts you at 70. So all you gotta do is combo 1 more card after this. But the problem with all this, even though you're bomb decking a card, you're still gaining a card out of all this. So like you ended this combo step with 1 extra card in your hand in the end because you are drawing 2, you're bottom decking, drawing 2, and then you're using 1 to combo up. So like you're able to cycle a lot of cards in preparation of what else I could do this turn.
Yeah, and I was able to get all the cards that didn't have combo out of my hand.
Yeah.
I think I might have had 1 extra card that I wasn't able to use, or I drew into the unison, one of the 2 on that last super combo.
There's the last super combo out of the way. And like I said, all you got to do left is 5k combo. And the problem also with this, like, if you happen to draw into a testing, I say if I swing a bleeder, just to kind of like do something, you testing, boom. I'm like, okay, cool. Now I'm down to like I think 3 cards in my hand, and like I said, I want to say I have in my hand a Garlic to be able to play a card. And yeah, you're comboing out. Okay, yeah, Leader's Free Ability asking you to create a life or let me draw 2. I think you let me draw 2.
I did. I didn't want to take the crit just in case that you were able to play like a double strike after that. Yeah.
So here, I'm debating about swinging. Oh, I forgot I have the Overwhelm. Yeah, that's a good card. So now you have to warp a card, and now it's a 30k I'm going to swing with now. And once again, if you happen to at any point draw into a testing, I knew this was it. Like, so I had to just like get everything out of my hand, which in this case, Garlic will play me to slug to the board, which is now a 10k combo. And now I'm just like pretty much using whatever was in my hand as a resource now. And like, so swing this 30k, if you don't negate it, I can just use the pieces on the board to combo, except for the Janemba, because it's a 20k.
Right.
Or sorry, it's a 1k. So since you did, I'm like, cool, I'm just going to play Pan, because I've gotten into it, and swing 40k.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting Pan on your offensive stage.
I didn't know I had the 2 Bobbies in my hand either, actually, at that point. That worked. I could have at any time just played a Bobbity. Wow. But that's today's video. Thank you all for tuning in. Keep in mind, there's buttons, links down below. But yeah, bye.